Hello and welcome back to Factorio, and we set up in the last episode, we set up the production science pack, the purple science, and we also automated a thing we absolutely are going to need, and that is the chemical plant. And we talked a bunch about the oil, or a bit of the oil, and we did in the the absolute last bits of the previous episode, we set up science. We are finally doing some science. Now, I haven't done science for various reasons, because we haven't had any resources really. The patches we started with are very low at this point, so but we now have iron, we now have copper and coal. Now we need stone at this point. I'm not sure which way is the best way to go to get stone. We know we have 9.5 million out here, but there might be some stone somewhere else. But this stone over here that's at the water here, it's not good enough, and we are going to need a bunch of landfill to even get to it, so nope. And it's not like the amount of stone isn't great enough to actually warrant a landfill and effort to get it. But let's see. I'm going to wait until the chemical plant is up to 40. We are going to need more than 40, but let's wait until we actually have 40 of them. What we are going to do is make, let's see, 5 more oil refineries. We have a bunch of them, and what we're going to do is take 3 of them actually, keep 2 on the basic, and then take 3 of them plus the 5 we're doing, so 8, and do advanced oil. For that we need water, so we are going to have to run water down here to these oil refiners that's going to do the advanced oil processing. And then we're going to have to set up a system to actually manage the oil that we produce, which is petroleum gas, light oil and heavy oil. And we are going to have to put down a system to make sure that no one is maxed out in the storage. Because if one is maxed out, we are going to produce nothing of the other ones. And most of the time, you are going to get maxed out on heavy oil and light oil fairly quickly, and you are going to not produce anything, which means your petroleum dwindles down to 0. And that is the big hurdle of advanced oil processing. To manage the 3 oils to be balanced enough so we can actually keep on getting the resource of the 3 we want, which is the petroleum. Petroleum gas is the one we want the most. The other 2 is good to have, but mostly we want the ones for, let's remove these. As I said, most of the time we just want most of the time we just want the petroleum gas, but sometimes we want the light oil or the heavy oil. It is not for a lot of stuff we need it, so one should not try to just stockpile everything. You can alleviate the problem by putting down more storage or light and heavy oil, but I would recommend don't do that. Put down the amount of storage you want for your 3 things, and then use a bit of circuit network to actually balance the stuff. That works a lot better, in my opinion. Now let's turn this one off, or rather on, and do this. Okay, we don't have enough, so let's do this. Yeah, I'm going to quickly see if we can get this to work. Now we are going to have to be a bit careful of how we connect these. I've said before, but I think it's worth repeating. It's not that big of a deal nowadays because they are patching out and fixing the whole fluid mixing problem, but be careful of how you place your pipes because you never know. I'm a bit paranoid when it comes to pipes because in Factorio for so long, if you built your pipes wrong, you had a massive system, and you managed to, for some reason, put the pipe wrong, like one single pipe in one place incorrectly. You could mess up your whole system, which meant that you had to like tear down your whole pipe system to actually get it to work again, and you had to redo the whole system. Now, as I said, they have done a great job at actually removing that, so you can't like easily do that mistake, but just a caution, like a warning for everyone, that just in case, be wary of how you place your pipes, basically. Now, how many do we want? I feel I want like 4. No, I want 10. I want freaking 10 for all 3 of them. So we are going to need a lot of iron and steel plates. And yeah, it's using a lot of it at this point. Yeah, our production of iron is and stuff is not super great, but it's yeah, we probably need more iron production. Now, we haven't hooked up the whole, we haven't hooked up this. So I think we should do that, because it is slowing down because of this mess, really. We probably should hook it up properly. Let's do that. Now, what I'm going to do is make it so we can force stuff to be used from whatever we have out here still, because I want to like remove what's here completely. So we are going to make a bit of a priority to get this stuff out of here, basically. And what we are going to do is basically something like this to we are going to have to do like this. So it prioritize everything that comes from the left to begin with, which means it's going to drain whatever comes from the left the most. Like this. And let's see, how are we going to, because we have 80, we have 80s, we are going to have to do like a 8 to 4 and then like 8 to 4 to 8 to 4, like let's see, we should probably put down a bit of, now we're going to need an 8 to 4 balancer like this. Thankfully this is fairly small, so it's not going to have a massive footprint, thankfully. So let's put one over here. And then we need one over here, because this is also iron, this one. And then we should put one like this. I'm going to put it like here, because I might extend it to the right a lot. So, and let's then do, oh, I removed that upgrade planner. Or de-upgrade planner, as it is in my case. Not an upgrade, it's a downgrade planner. Let's use the bots. And this is just to like balance from the two. So if we have like 2 trains or more, we won't drain like one quicker than the other. Plus this way, if we have more than 4 we need to supply, we can just change this one to be 8 to whatever, how many lines we want to use. So it is fairly simple in that regard when it comes to like upgrading and replacing. Oops. There we go. And like that, we are going to I'm going to just hook up the iron. That's really the reason, so we have production of it. Because at the moment we don't really have any production at all. I see we need to do one more for this to make it. Okay, I ran out of splitters. Let's just put one more so we can do all of the inputs of the balancer, like outputs of the balancer, basically. That's it. No, I ran out of belts. I have to make some then, sadly. Come on. There we go. Did I miss any splitters? No, I have made all the splitters, all the undergrounds. That's fine. I just ran out of splitters. Let's make 5 of them so we have some. Now, it's going to prioritize whatever comes from the old patch first. Whatever trickle we have left is going to get prioritized, so we empty this patch out. And then whatever the train brings is going to get prioritized. So, let's put down this. Now, this should be fine. We should just need to change the orientation of the inserters. And it's 96 of them, so we are not going to have enough of them. We are going to have to make more of them. Or get more of them. I'm going to run off and find more. And I need more belts as well, so yeah. And we do need to fix the iron, because if we don't fix the iron, we can't produce a bunch of stuff. So it is essential for us to do it. So I'm going to have to do it. Like, if we don't do it now, we are going to do it late. I'm gonna have to do it later anyway, so. We just do it now so we can actually start producing and get up to speed. Let's see here. Yeah, the amount of iron and steel is pathetic. It's super empty, which is not good. I need to do this. It's better to like drain it equally to actually use up. So while it might seem like a bad idea to do this, and it's sort of kind of is bad idea to do it, but at the same time, if you make it, oh my god, if you make it so you like pushes, so you use all 4 lanes, So you push it towards where it needs to go. That means you are actually using as much as possible, which means you get a better representation of how dry for resources you are. So let's take a peek here. We should, yeah, we need to pick up splitters and belts and inserters. Can't reach inserters. Right, we need a bunch of storage tanks, like a ton of storage tanks. There we go. That should be enough-ish. Now, we have enough to make more if we need more, but I don't think we need more. I think we should be fine. The reason why I want 10 for each kind of fluid, of the 3 main fluids, like oil stuff, is because that makes it so I have a good stockpile for them, and the amount necessary to like you have enough of it, so it won't, like, you won't run out in a millisecond. Like, once you start using it, it's not going to go down to 0 super quickly because you ran out. It's actually going to take a bit until, which means you actually have a bit of leeway when it comes to production. So you can actually see, am I producing enough, or am I producing like way too little, or like how is it good enough? Like, because it's hard to know if you have enough, if you have basically no reference point. So let's see if we can get this hooked up. Then we need power over here to power do this one like that, just to so the trains actually gets fuel, which means we can actually use them properly, which is a good thing. Let's see, we can actually we can use how do this, and then we're going to have to do a bit of finagling of how it actually should put it there. No, there. This one, I'm probably going to do this or this for obvious reasons of there's not much else to do to get it to work, and I am going to do this to get this to properly work. It's not a lot of space to get this working, but we might have to try to get it in here, like squeeze it in basically. Like this, and then make one like this, like that, and then do the last ones this. There we go, that should work. A bit of spaghetti, that's always nice and healthy. I am trying to be a good boy and keep track of time. We have like 4 minutes left at this point. I will try to keep track of how long we have left, but yeah, I'm going to see if I can get this done quickly, and then we might have to end the episode to start the next one. Now, I know I've said this a lot of times, but I am binging hard, and so I am way ahead of you as a viewer when it comes to like how long ago it was since the recording was made. And we need to switch which way these are directed, which direction they are going. So let's switch them around and get it going. And this should mean we have iron coming in. That is, sadly, it's not, yeah, I'm going to have to fix that. Needs to be on both sides so we actually unload quick enough. There we go, that's working just fine. Yeah, and this is just so we can unload quick enough. That's the only reason, to be honest. But yeah, and as it is, we are prioritizing whatever is coming from the left first, and then whatever is coming from the right is just filling in the gaps, which is the way we want it, so we can actually drain the old patch completely and make it disappear and go away. Now let's quickly run down to where the oil is. Now this should fill in at some point, not sure how long it's going to take. It's going to take a bit of time for this to like catch up, and I'm probably going to have to expand the iron and steel production, but for now I think it should be fine. It should catch up at this point. Now let's do this. And there we go. Now we have a lot of power poles down at this point, and it's going to have to be like this. Now I'm going to see, where do I want the storage tanks to go? I might want them. No, I think I want them to go north, I think, but I do know regardless that I do want more cliff explosives, and I don't want the boss to build these freaking things. This is something I really wish they could like add a planning entity that the bots isn't allowed to place. That would be really nice, so you could actually use like the ghost thing basically, but it's an entity that the bots aren't allowed to place, so they won't ever place it even if you have, so you can actually draw lines to like measure out. That would be nice. And that's not, I would probably say that's not going to be confusing for a new player. Either for a few reasons. One, you either like, if you don't know about the ghost, you're not going to miss them because you don't know about them. And if you do know about them, then either you're going to use them or not use them. That's as simple as it is. Like, either you like planning ahead and you will, or you won't. That's as simple as it's going to get. Like how it is going to be, because some people plan, others don't. That's just how it is. Now, we do need to end this episode, but it was something I... right, cliff explosives. My god. Sometimes the brain is not working the way you want it to work. Let's shove that away. I'm going to remove all the stuff I don't need into the car, like this and this and this. Yeah, and the rest I'm going to keep. Now, let's take the car so it goes a bit faster. Now, this might take quite a lot of space, so that's the reason why we want the cliff explosives, to remove the cliffs. Depending on where we want to place stuff, basically. We might have to remove all, like, a bunch of the cliffs. I might have to move the wall as well, but for the time being, I think we are going to call this episode and start the next one. So, thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.